In this video, I'm going to show you how playing more games is the key to teaching self-regulation to children. The ability to self-regulate, to manage one's emotions, is such a vital skill. It's something that helps us become a more resilient learner. It helps us create more healthy, positive friendships, and obviously it helps us manage our stress. And when it comes to teaching self-regulation to children, often it's in the form of coping skills. These look like breathing exercises, counting back from 5, accessing breaks, or going to a calm corner. And all of those are great coping skills and things that we should have in our toolbox. But the question is, why is it so hard for children to access those tools when they really need it? Part of the reason why children have such a tough time using their coping skills when they really need them is because they haven't practiced them under similar conditions in which they are necessary. So many times coping skills are taught in the ideal scenario when children are calm and listening and receptive to learning. So in one way that makes sense. We can check for understanding and they can repeat back to us and they can say what they have learned. However, when someone's emotions are super high, it's very hard to remember to access those tools. But when we're playing games with others, we are experiencing many different emotions. We are experiencing the anticipation of playing or the thrill or enjoyment of playing. We're experiencing the frustration or the confusion when things aren't going quite our way. There's many different emotions when we're playing a game, even simple games, even short games. Also, when we're playing games, we're receiving input from all of our senses. We are smelling the smells that are in the room. We are looking at or aware of the visual stimuli of the classroom or of the person in front of us. We're aware of how close or how far away that person is, and it may make us feel a certain way. We are also hearing the sounds around us, maybe from outside or inside or from the other person. There's a whole host of external stimuli that we are experiencing along with the emotions of our body. And when we're learning under these conditions, we are really tapping in to embodied cognition. Embodied cognition is that we learn not just through our brain, but also through our body. We're really making that mind-body connection and learning with our whole senses, our whole being. So which kind of games in particular are helpful for targeting self-regulation, and how should we teach it through the games? Well, for the younger students, simple tabletop games, think old school, like Don't Break the Ice, Don't Spill the Beans, are excellent for self-regulation. Why? Because the game itself naturally motivates the student to be careful, to be mindful of their action. They are going to want to carefully break the piece of ice. They're going to want to carefully place the bean on the kettle because they want to win normally, right? So the game itself is providing that reinforcement. An outside game that's great for this is red light, green light. Kids love this game. This is a game where you have one person with a paddle and it says stop and go, or there's a red light and a green light. The other kids are a ways across and they're going to be running or stopping towards you. This is a great, again, naturally motivating way to get kids to pay attention to something while they are acting. So they have all their emotions, but they're able to control it because they're focusing on something and they want to control their body. They want to control their emotions in order to win the game. Freeze dance, or a statue, some people call it, is really fun, where you play music and the kids just need to stop when the music stops. We're not putting in any heavy academics with these games. These are just very simple games, and we're just focusing on paying attention and controlling ourselves. And the more we learn how to control ourselves, the more fun it's going to be, because the better at the game we're going to do. For the older kids, another game is Jenga. Jenga is a great game because it's fun, but it's something that naturally motivates you to want to be careful and mindful. We're regulating our actions, and when we regulate our actions, we're regulating our heartbeat, we're regulating our emotions, because we have to keep calm while we do it. It's also a game that usually doesn't last that long, and if you win or lose, it's not too big of a deal. It's not like you've just spent 3 hours playing a game of Risk or playing a game of Monopoly, and you probably won't play again for a very long time. Simon Says is another wonderful game, a little bit more advanced for some kids. This is when you do the action only when Simon says, right? But it's a fun game, it's a silly game. And here's the other important part of the games. They have to be something where kids actually like them. We don't want it too pressurized, although we do want to have emotions going. We don't want it too much. We want the kids to be able to recover. So we want to have it in a fun way that they're going to want to play and repeat. We want to pair or associate our coping mechanisms, the breathing, the maybe even taking that break, with something really fun. So by the time they practice and practice, because they're just playing more and more games, it's sort of like second nature. What you're doing is you're almost building up like a muscle memory of the body. Remember that embodied cognition. We're learning through our brains, but also through our bodies. So when something does come up in a different context that's maybe not so fun, and their bodies are feeling that feeling like, oh, I felt this before, it's going to be more second nature for them to do their breathing, to calm down, because they felt this way before, and their body is recognizing it. Their brain too, but their body as well is recognizing the signs and saying like, okay, this is what I do when I feel this way. I take a breath, or I count to 5, or I just take a step back, or I excuse myself. Your brain and your body are working together without having to do all this extra thinking. It's just second nature. If you're a teacher or clinician, I invite you to incorporate more games into your curriculum or to your practice. Kids do so much online gaming, and it's hard because they're not seeing the person's reaction. They're not able to adjust in the moment based on seeing the facial expression or hearing directly from that peer. So it's very important that they get that experience of losing, of winning, of playing with actually someone in front of them. And if you're a parent, what I would do is take some games out of your closet or up from, usually we have them tucked away somewhere. Take some out, put them at eye level, so it's just easier to have around the house if you have some time on the weekend or maybe on, a Friday night or something. You can propose to play more games with your kid, and it's not such a big deal of like getting it out or choosing it. Just have a couple available, put it at eye level so your child might see it as they pass by, during the week, and they'll be more apt to it during, the time that you propose it. If you have other games that you've played that you think are great for emotional regulation, I'd love to hear them. Please put them in the comments.